Yo, what is up? It's your boy Zether, back at it again with a brand new video. Yo, what is up guys, your boy IzuKage here with a collab with my boy Zether, and this is gonna be part 2 of What If Naruto Had Decay. If you haven't seen part 1, that's gonna be in the description, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. You'd like to stick around, check it out. So I know you're all eager for part 2, so let's get right into the what if. So we start this off with Naruto currently walking to the gates of the Hidden Leaf. He's walking and he's wearing a dark robe. Think of any villain from Star Wars, that type of robe, so you can hardly see his face. Naruto is walking and he's about to go through, but then the guards stop him. They say, "Hey, stop right there, where do you think you're going?" Naruto approaches the guards and show them his hidden mist headband, the one he took from Zabuza, because he took that. And he said, "I was sent here from the hidden mist, and I need to talk to the Hokage." The guards say, "We were not informed of anyone from the hidden mist coming, so I suggest you turn back." Naruto says, "Okay, I'm sorry, I'll head out." And Naruto says, "Well, it was nice meeting you." And he sticks out his hand and says, "Why would we shake your hand?" Naruto says it's simply common courtesy, and the guards are like, "Oh, whatever, be on your way." And the first guard shakes Naruto's hand, and as soon as he comes in contact with it, his entire arm starts decaying from his palm up to his shoulder, and he's screaming in pain this entire time. And then Naruto, because he can control how fast or slow something takes to decay, like through his entire training, Naruto completely disintegrates this guy's body in almost less than a second. The second guard is like, "What did you do to him?" And he jumps back, arming himself with a kunai, and says, "Stay back from me." But Naruto, he was too quick. He blitzes in front of the guy and puts his palm on his chest, killing him. And then Naruto started to enter the village. While he was walking towards the Hokage office, no one could recognize him. After all, his cloak hid his face pretty well. So he walked up to the Hokage mansion and entered, and right at the entrance was a desk, and there was a ninja there who would, if anyone needed to talk to the Hokage, they would go to her. And Naruto just began walking past her, and she said, "Excuse me, what are you doing here?" And Naruto said, "I need to talk to the Hokage." "Well, you have to schedule a visit with him, you can't just walk in." But Naruto just continues walking. He's like, "Hey, stop moving or I'll call a ninja." But Naruto didn't finish. So she got up from her desk and ran over to Naruto. And from behind him, she grabs his upper arm, basically a bit below his shoulder, from behind him. And Naruto turned around. In a split second, Naruto reached for her face, palming her entire face with his hand. And this decayed her, killing her. Naruto then continued walking towards the Hokage's office, and once he reached the door, let's switch to Hiruzen's point of view. Hiruzen is in his office, and from down the hall he could hear faint screaming, so he calls for his personal Anbu. He says, go check it out. I'm not sure what it is, but it could be something important." So as they were about to leave through the door just decays away, revealing this cloaked figure. Hiruzen says, "What is the meaning of this? Guards, apprehend him." And not guards, his personal Anbu. And these Anbu members say, "Kid, just come with us and don't make this even harder than it needs to be." And the reason why they knew it was a kid is because Naruto is still the same height as in canon, so they would sort of know that he isn't as old as as old as them, or in his 20s or anything like that. So Naruto, the guys would go to grab Naruto and pin him down, so to restrict him. But as soon as the first guard got close enough, Naruto grabbed his arm, and this decaying ability, he increased it, so this guy decayed almost immediately. And the other Anbu said, "What is the meaning of this?" And then he backs up to create space, and then does the hand styles for a fireball jutsu. He shoots this towards Naruto, but Naruto didn't move. He extended his hand, and as soon as the fireball hit the palm of his hand, it decayed. Yes, I'm making it so that Naruto can decay not only humans, like living things, but also chakra, like ninjutsu and things like that. The Anbu was in a state of shock and didn't realize Naruto had already blitzed him and touched him in the middle of his chest, decaying him. At this point, Hiruzen was already out of his seat and had his battle armor on. Remember in the, I'm guessing he just has it under his Hokage robe, because in the fight with him and Orochimaru, he just took off the robe and he was ready to go. So Hiruzen, seeing two of his most powerful Anbu get defeated so easily, he immediately went on the attack, sending a wind-style jutsu at Naruto. This was wind-style wind cutter. But Naruto easily dodged this, but the breeze from the jutsu, this caused Naruto's hoodie, like on his robe, to come off his face, and Hiruzen could see Naruto's entire face. Though his hair was white, Hiruzen knew this person, he was familiar. Those blue eyes, and especially the whisker marks. Is that, and he said out loud, Naruto? And knowing this, Hiruzen became fearful because he knew that if Naruto came back, it would be for revenge. Hiruzen tried talking to Naruto, saying, I did what I had to do to protect you, but Naruto didn't care. Hearing his name alone got Naruto enraged. He said, don't you ever say my name again. And Naruto's nails began to grow and his blue eyes turning blood red. Hiruzen continued to try to calm Naruto down, but seeing that it wouldn't work, he summoned the King Enma staff. Hiruzen rushed Naruto while he was off guard, or so he thought. Naruto lifted his head and grabbed the staff, completely decaying it, and he then blitzed Hiruzen, touching his leg, causing him to lose balance and fall on the ground, and his entire leg began to decay slowly, creeping up his body. Hiruzen was screaming, what do you want? You didn't have to come back. Naruto had a sadistic smile. Oh Hiruzen, seems you've gone senile. I want Kakashi. Where is he? Naruto grabbed Hiruzen by his hair and lifted him up. Hiruzen said, oh by the way, Naruto is trying to keep like all 5 fingers off so he wouldn't decay him. So Hiruzen said, he's gone on a mission. And Naruto started to show his fangs and says, don't lie to me. He then threw Hiruzen into his desk, and as Hiruzen laid there in a pile of broken wood and papers that were on the desk, Naruto stood over him. This is your last chance. Where is Kakashi? Hiruzen was winded and barely able to talk, but he got out, he's on a mission. Naruto made a menacing face and said, wrong answer, and stepped into Hiruzen's chest over and over and over, his ribs breaking apart and piercing all his internal organs, killing him. Naruto, wanting to make sure he was dead, decayed his body as well, and Naruto walked out of the room. While he was leaving the mansion, Naruto was walking past all of the destruction he caused, and he felt satisfied. Once outside, Naruto jumped to the top of the Hokage mansion to get the widest view of the village as possible. He looked onto the village, seeing people go about their normal activities, and Naruto felt conflicted. Why destroy so many lives just for 2? But the faces of Zabuza and Haku's dead body flashed in his mind, angering him, and the cloak of the Nine-Tails started appearing around his body. Naruto took out his leaf headband and decayed it. I'm no longer a part of this village of demons or any other village. Naruto, influenced by the Nine-Tails and all his abilities, he had all his abilities amped up. He slammed his hand onto the roof of the building, and then nothing happened. In less than a second, the whole building and every other building in the whole entire Leaf Village decayed away into thin air, leaving nothing but a barren wasteland. Even the Hokage faces were gone, leaving the village also unrecognizable. Let's switch to Kakashi's point of view for a second. Kakashi, Sasuke, Sakura, and Sai were on their way to the village from their mission, where they had to hand-deliver sensitive information to the Hidden Grass village. While on the trail to the village, Kakashi stopped, prompting everyone else to do so as well. He felt something was a bit off. It seemed a bit too quiet, but he didn't say anything else to the team and just continued on his way. When the village was in sight, or supposed to be in sight, Kakashi and everyone else was confused. Where is the village? When they got closer, they couldn't believe their eyes. There was nothing, just a huge piece of land, empty. Kakashi couldn't believe it, like who even had this type of power. And while looking around, Kakashi saw a dark figure in the center of the village, or what's supposed to be the village, and he started walking towards it. So back to Naruto. Naruto finally had Kakashi right where he wanted him. He used a clone to draw him in, and he had a hole below the clone. So just imagine the trick Naruto used in the Chunin exams against Neji. That's basically what's going on here. Kakashi finally reached the clone, and when he reached out to touch it, on contact the clone poofed into smoke, and with the cover of the smoke, Naruto jumped out and grabbed Kakashi's arm, and with a grin appeared across his face. Kakashi winced in pain and his eyes widened, seeing who it was. Naruto, why are you doing this? Naruto seemed pissed off. Why am I doing this? Why did you kill Zabuza, huh? Why did you kill Haku, my only family, and you took them away from me? Naruto then continued saying, so then Kakashi, which one of your students do you want to die first? An eye for an eye, right? Kakashi said, please don't do this. But before Naruto could respond, a ink lion jumped right at him, and this was no problem for Naruto. With a simple touch, the beast was gone. Naruto said, well, seems like that emo one wants first dibs. Also, Kakashi, I wouldn't suggest trying to stop me, because once I've touched you, I can kill you in a heartbeat. And with that, Naruto demonstrated his power by decaying Kakashi's arm up to his bicep, then slowing it back down. Naruto then left and went for Sai. As Naruto was walking to Sai, he tried throwing every single jutsu he had at him, but nothing worked. Ink Snakes, Ink Hawk, Ink Bear, they were all taken down by Naruto's death touch. Naruto got close enough and without any remorse, wiped Sai off the face of this earth using his Decay. Naruto couldn't enjoy the moment though, as Sasuke and Sakura were rushing in to attack him. Naruto weaved hand signs for a great fireball, and this made them have to dodge, and Naruto planned this. He jumped right next to Sakura and grabbed her by the face. Sakura was terrified. She felt her face decaying and said, please don't do this. I don't want to die. Sasuke, please help me. Naruto said he can't and increased the decay speed, killing Sakura. Sasuke didn't last long either. Naruto, with the use of the Nine-Tails chakra, easily kept up and outsped the One Tomoe, catching Sasuke lacking and gripped him by the neck. Sasuke tried fighting back, but when he went to punch Naruto, he decayed his arm. When he went to kick Naruto, he decayed his foot, and so on. He did this for all his limbs, and he, held up Sasuke by his neck, and he only had a torso. And he turned to Kakashi. Hey Hatake, should I give him a slow and painful death, or just get it over with? Kakashi, holding his decayed hand, said, please, just put him out of his misery. I'm sorry, Sasuke, for being a bad sensei. Naruto smiled and said, okay, slow and painful it is. And Naruto threw Sasuke to the side, just to make him decay over there by himself. So he would just die either due to the decay or a blood loss, since, all his limbs are gone. Naruto walked over to Kakashi, and Kakashi in desperation said, Naruto, this is not what you're meant to be. This is not what your parents wanted. But Naruto couldn't care less. He increased the decay speed on Kakashi's arm, and with that walked off, leaving both Kakashi and Sasuke to die. Over the years, Naruto hunted down many members of the Leaf not in the village. He wanted to hold everyone responsible for the horrible life he had. He came across people like Tsunade and Jiraiya and Orochimaru even, and all took them all out. And when the other villages heard of this Naruto completely taking down the Leaf, some villages sent trackers to track Naruto down, and maybe they could help their village. But those trackers never came back. Naruto had his way with them. And once Naruto was satisfied and felt that Zabuza and Haku were avenged, he returned to the forest he first met them and built up a small wooden house where he lived in peace and silence. And that is where I'm going to be leaving off this what if. If you liked it, like, and if you like my content in general, consider subscribing. It's free. And I'll see you guys in the next what if.